What's going on, guys? My name is Lieben, and today I'm gonna be actually working on my 350Z. Basically, what I have to go ahead and do is replace the battery. I went ahead and bought one of these Optima batteries like 2 years ago, and I recently found out when I went to go get it tested was that one of the cells on it was bad. Luckily, it was still under warranty, so I went ahead and got this one. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install it onto the car. But more specifically, this video is actually gonna be more about testing this battery terminal right here. I believe they call it a quick disconnect battery terminal. The reason I want to go ahead and install this terminal onto the battery is because I have a feeling that the reason the other battery actually went bad was because I was jump starting it too much with a battery pack that I have. So from some of the research that I was doing, I basically learned that jump starting the battery if you do it constantly, it's not the best practice. And here during the cold months, I don't really drive my car that much, mainly because of the conditions of like when it gets like the dew starts to freeze and it gets a bit dangerous, so I always just end up driving another car. So my 350Z ends up being parked a lot, and I know I should be disconnecting the negative battery terminal to save the battery, but I don't really do that. So I've decided to go ahead and try installing this. That way I can always just open up the hood, and then just the way it works basically is once you loosen it, it kind of cuts the connection to the battery, and then once you tighten it, then it is good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. I've seen other people install it and they say it works. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. So I thought that this would be a better alternative as to having to go ahead and pull out the tools and always have to get a wrench to go ahead and loosen the negative battery terminal. So I'm gonna go outside and basically put the battery in. I don't know if I'm really gonna show all of the steps. It's pretty straightforward. There's just some trim pieces you have to take off of the 350Z so you have room to install it. It's kind of cold outside, so I don't want to be out there a lot. But then I'll go ahead and show you how these are installed. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult, but basically the other terminal that's already on the car, you just put this bolt on the other terminal, you put it through this one and tying it down. So then at that point, this is a new terminal that you just go ahead and put on the negative terminal. So it's really simple. There's not really any way you can get this wrong unless you end up connecting it to the positive terminal, which I don't think they recommend doing that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here you guys can see that I've gone ahead and already installed the battery. Well, not completely. I've gone ahead and put it inside the car. And here I have the quick release terminal attached to the regular terminal. And I gotta say, this was a bit more complicated than I expected it to be, mainly because the hole right here on the terminal, on the new terminal, on this one, it wasn't big enough for this bolt to go through. So basically I had to go ahead and drill the hole bigger with some drill bits. But once I did that, I was able to go ahead and fit the other one through. It was a really tight fit because I had to go ahead and open this terminal up quite a bit. But I have it now connected. I haven't tied it down. I would recommend, if you're going to do this, go ahead and do it before like disconnect, or of course before connecting the power terminal. Actually, this battery comes with this little protector, so I went ahead and kept it on there until I was ready to go ahead and connect everything back together. The reason I say that is because I was having to handle this terminal a lot, moving it to a different side, so until I was able to finally go ahead and connect it. But now that I know everything is in place and everything fits good, now I can go ahead and take this off and finish installing it. I'll go ahead and do that off camera, so when I will be back, it will be when everything's ready to go and we can go ahead and test this quick disconnect terminal. All right, guys, and there we have it. All that's left is to go ahead and put the battery cover on. This right now should be, yeah, it's loose, so if I go inside the car, there shouldn't be any power. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and put the key in, and as you guys can see, there is no power anywhere. So now I'll go ahead and tighten it up, and hopefully we should have power in here and I should be able to start it up. Okay, let's go ahead and tighten it up here. I heard some sparks. I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear that. So that sounds like a good sign. So that's tightened there. Let's go ahead and check if the alarm light goes on. Should be somewhere there. There it is. So we should be having power now. Go ahead and put the key back in. Can definitely hear the chime. And I just want to make sure this battery is good too to turn the car on. So let's go ahead and turn it on.
Motion detection recording.
Yep, and just like that, very simple, it turned on. So there you go, guys. There will be, most likely, if you guys try to use that, it was a very cheap, quick terminal disconnect. So like usual, if you guys use cheap parts, there might be some issues that you might run into. Like I said, for that one I had to go ahead and drill the hole a little bit bigger so the bolt would fit. I mean, I could have used a smaller bolt, that probably would have helped too, but I wanted to go ahead and use that same one. It is a little bit short. Hopefully it doesn't get undone with the vibration of the car and come loose. I don't believe so. I timed it pretty well, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, guys, this was just a simple video of me trying to go ahead and connect the terminal disconnect. So now whenever I park this car in the driveway for a long time, instead of actually having to go get some wrenches to go ahead and unbolt the terminal, I can always just go ahead and unscrew the little green knob on it, and it should kill the power. I was planning on doing also a fuel switch cutoff switch for the fuel system this year. It obviously didn't happen. I was working on other cars and my job and all that, so I didn't have enough time. So meanwhile, this is also a very good way of doing theft prevention too. So if I go ahead, you can unscrew that little green knob all the way and take it with you. That way, unless someone has another bolt with the same thread size, they probably wouldn't be able to take your car. It's a double-edged knife, because if you also forget it somewhere, then you yourself can't turn the car on. So for me personally, it's just to preserve the battery, so I'll go ahead and unscrew it whenever I don't use the car, but I won't completely take it off. So I hope you guys liked this video and found it informative. If you did, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Repeat after me. Hakuna Matata.